YouTubers, welcome back for another adventure. And in this adventure, we're more or less going to finish this thing, this Quadrunner 230, and we're going to turn it into a quad racer. It's going to become a flat track machine. So, first thing you have to do, you want to put the machine on a little bit of a diet. So that gas tank, when it's full of gas, probably weighs about 20 pounds. The carburetor, though, it's going to get a new one. Then a bunch of just plastic, right? Nothing too heavy here, but just like a load of junk that's underneath here. Confusing things. You know, I wanted to get rid of this mouse house. So there we are. That stuff came off. And here's what you want to put on, right? The Kevin carburetor with the adapter. You can see I got my mouse guard right there. I put a gas tank on it. Perhaps not the best place for a gas tank, but boy, I can really keep an eye on my fuel level, can't I? If you're going to race, your machine needs to start, right? Turn the key, push the button. There you go. So we like that. If you're going to go out and race with your buddies, you need a little bit of gas, more than that. But more important, right? Blowing up your motor is like a bad idea. And this thing has a sight glass. And sometimes it's a little hard to tell how much oil you got in there. So if you kind of jack it up a little bit, see that line? Right? I mean, that's kind of important. Now I'm going to let it down. And see that line disappears. So this thing's obviously full of oil. I can't vouch for the quality of the oil, but it's full of oil. So, if you look at this thing, right, across the tires, it's somewhere around 32 inches wide. Right, upside down, 32 there. I think we can improve on that. Remember these front tires? They were 32. Now they're 38 inches wide. I just reversed the wheels and swapped them from side to side so that the thread is going in the right direction. The only bad thing is the valves are now on the inside, but it seems to, if you go up and, you know, turn it, it seems to steer okay. This hose doesn't seem to be getting into trouble. I smashed a battery into it. So quite honestly, it's about ready to go out and take a few laps. So yeah, it's got its battery, it's got everything. How much money did I put in this thing? Well, while we're out riding, we'll talk about it. But do take note, these tires have a sticker on them that say OBO, or best offer. Okay, time for the first ride. Now, one always wants to get to the point. This is a cold start, by the way. I haven't had it running in a few hours. You turn the key, hit the button. Now, this is the first time I've had it out, and I'm still running on the choke because, once again, it's a cold start. The automatic clutch is good. Well, with these little tires on it, there's a tendency to plow. But seems to run okay. On the bottom of the driveway, I'm just going to turn around. I'm going to take the choke down a notch. Yeah, the tires do scuff a little bit. Get it back to neutral. Okay, the choke is off. Make sure I'm still recording. So first is nice and low. Now, when I was a kid, I lived next door to a horse farm, and they, the guy there, an orthodontist, was raising horses, trotters, for Monticello Raceway. For those of you guys in Sullivan County, I'm just going to warm it up before we get roaring on it. There was a horse that lived there after he passed on, errand girl. She was a loser. Unfortunately, she had a soft palate, so she couldn't, she wasn't a good running horse, not a winner. Anyway, he had a paddock that we used to flat track in, and I was probably, I don't know, 25, 26, until I was 30. So I used to flat track that, you know, with all the other neighborhood hoodlums, who were 10 years younger than me. I was the oldest hoodlum. It was a lot of fun. Well, eventually somebody bought that house, so I lost access to my flat track. I had to move also because some clowns on three-wheelers, and there were a lot more of them around back then, did some damage at a local cemetery. So all I had to do was roll a three-wheeler out of my basement, and the troopers would be by to look at the tires and see if they could get a match to the tire tracks. It was winter, so there was tire tracks and snow. Sometimes just fooling around, I'd like roll a 200X out without an engine on it, and they'd be right at the front door asking if they could look at it. Anyway, those were my flat tracking days. It's kind of wet, but let's go for it. I still got too much choke. Good. This is the shifter. It's going to take me a couple of laps to get used to this. I'm losing the race already. Anyway, typically I would flat track that. I had a 200S small tires on it. I had just gotten the 250SX, and it came with a small set of tires. Yeah, I would have raced this thing. The low gear ratio is wonderful, and I'm already in fifth. Oh, this tranny is wonderful. This is a beautiful bike. She would have been a winner. Yeah, this is nice. So how do you guys like it? Hopefully. Yeah, I'm making a big mess. You guys heard of the band Spinal Tap? I was going to name this bike Spinal Tap because without back suspension it kind of taps on your tailbone and transmits music right up your spine. But I think this should be called Spinal Smash. Yeah, she's nice. This is a very tight machine also. Steering is tight. Not getting any bad sounds out of the rear end. That little bit of tapping that sounds like it might be valves. I think that's the fuel pump. I don't have a load on the fuel pump. God, I gotta cut that down. Oh. I'm gonna end up with racing stripes on my face from these bushes. So how much money do I have in this? I paid $375 for it, and then I put a used battery into it, so no real investment there. What else did I put into it? The carburetor, it was one of those $10 models, and the pipe fitting, little piece of copper. I don't know, call the carburetor fitment, call that 20 bucks. Used battery, I don't know, 30 bucks, so let's call that 50. That takes me to 400. The back tires that all or best offer, I paid $10 for them, 50, 60. The air cleaner, I don't know, what are they, $10? 70. Another $5 worth of details. So 75, 350. What's that? 4 1/4. Tell me there isn't one of you guys out there who wouldn't hand me 4 1/4 right this second for this machine. You know what? Even with those little tires, this seat must be really good because it doesn't feel too bad. Yeah, you know what? It's actually tighter than I thought it would be on the trails also. I like this thing. It's not a Honda. It's got a different personality, but for flat tracking, it's got a real nice personality. There are a few things I have left to do. The front tires leak, so I probably, ouch, prickle bushes. I'm probably going to slime them up. Maybe sniff around for a different pair through the horde. I gotta tell you, I really need to throw away a bunch of tires, recycle them. I got such a horde of crappy tires. And then when I'm looking for them, I can't seem to find anything to match what I need. So it's kind of like, why own them at all? Might as well get rid of them and just buy a pair when I need them. Yeah, I like this thing. So now I got to figure out what am I working on next. I mean, the details I got to finish on this thing, you guys have no interest in. I got to check to make sure that when I turn it off, there's not a parasitic load on the battery. So that's one thing I got to do. I got to put a meter on it and make sure I have somewhere around 13 volts when the engine's running. That way I know the battery is charging. What else is there? So that finishes that. I don't know what the heck I'm going to do with this gas tank. For right now, having it up there doesn't bother me. But I can't leave it up there. These gas tanks, also the white ones, if you leave them out in the sun breaks the polymers down in the plastic. they crack and all the gas leaks out. It takes a couple of years, but at the Horde, you'd be surprised how quickly a year or two goes by. So I do need to figure out something with the gas tank. I haven't tried reverse. I don't know how to use reverse. You just pull this up? Yeah, I guess so. Watch me back into a mail truck or into my wife's car. Cool, reverse works. Whoa, brakes work. I don't know what I'm going to do with this thing. I need to get it out of reverse. Oh, just push it down. Check that out. Or maybe not. Oh man, am I stuck in reverse? I'm stuck in reverse. Well, we'll see how good I back up. You guys could be laughing if I back off the driveway and end up in a ditch. Shoot. I gotta figure out how to get it out of reverse. Anybody got one of these things? I figured just by, I tried to put it in neutral, it didn't seem to go. The neutral light went out, or the reverse light went out. I don't have a neutral light. Well, that'll teach me to use reverse. Here I am being a big show-off, and I got screwed on that deal. Well, you know what? I don't care. Even if reverse is messed up, it's okay. I can get it to go through the forward gears. I don't care. I like it. You guys feel about it, but I like it. You won't come out of gear, will you? No? Oh. Reverse, right? You guys see the reverse? Then you push it in. Still in reverse. Won't shift. Shifter's blocked. Anyway, probably a spring missing. I hope you guys enjoyed this ride. I want to thank you all for dropping by to watch and comment and subscribe. I got to tell you, this is a cool machine. I like it. I'd even buy another one. I like it that much. Please remember to keep your feet down, your heads up, and go out and save a Honda. You know, there's a million of these Suzis out there. So save the Hondas. Save them for me, mostly. Once again, thanks for watching. Take care, folks.